life is so empty that kind of time doesn't even feel like it's passing anymore. Oh my God. 188.7, isn't that like 5 pounds more than 2 days ago? Well, it's about noon right now. Not gonna lie, very slow start to the day. I think I'm kind of exhausting myself again from these daily vlogs and all the physical activity and, everything going on in my life. It's just an exhausting situation to be in. But just went for a walk around the block, and so that helped me to clear my mind and motivate me. One thing I've realized is I honestly hate this shirt. So there's a Goodwill nearby that I'm gonna walk to, and I'm gonna replace it because I don't have many shirts. I need more, and I'm definitely only gonna be shopping at thrift stores for the near future. So that's one thing for today, but right now I'm going to edit and upload, then see where the day takes us. So this is a dilemma, I've found myself in many times before in many of these vlogs, previous vlogs, but if you look, it's like when you have this level of activity for like weeks, right? Then you're just going to exhaust yourself, And so it's been almost an entire month where I'm averaging over 20,000 a day. And that's just not the best use of my energy, But I'm also bored and feel like there's not a whole lot to do. But I know I'm going to go for a long walk right now. It's only 12:30, as you can tell by the clock on the phone, obviously. And I'm just feeling unmotivated, lazy, and tired today. But I know getting out always changes that. So let's go. Let's get out and about. And just so you know, as I'm laying here on the bed like this, I'm like, oh, am I really going to put the backpack on and get out and start walking? And like, yeah, I am. But I just kind of feel like not doing it, But I know when I start doing it, I'm going to be happy that I've started. But first, you already know, we got to apply the sunscreen. Let's just hope it doesn't get in my eyes today. Okay, so I spend a ton of time talking to ChatGPT, as I may or may not. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've said that before, but so if probation happens or whatever the case, I get put on probation for 2 years, then I'm more or less, I can't move out of the state of Alabama, okay? And so I'm basically trapped here. I mean, I could leave for like a few days and stuff like that, but let's just basically trapped here for 2 years, right? And so that's just horrible to me. I do not want to be here whatsoever. But, I've been trying to think about how to possibly make the most of the time, and that's how I'm trying to view it, right? Because the time's going to pass either way. And ChatGPT said, the reason the next 2 years look unbearable right now is that your brain is imagining them as static, emotionally identical to today, and empty of meaningful development. Essentially, I already know how this movie ends. But human experience usually does not work that way. Even within externally constrained circumstances, life quality can change dramatically depending on relationships, purpose, routine, physical health, competence, autonomy, momentum, creative work, income, and identity. Right now, you are mentally defining the entire period primarily by what you cannot do. Leave Alabama freely, undo the DUI, recover lost years, get younger, or immediately escape your history. That frame makes the future feel like pure imprisonment. But there's another possible framing. This is a rebuilding period under constraint. That sounds less emotionally satisfying because it does not give the dramatic relief your nervous system wants, but it is probably closer to reality. And importantly, not sucking does not require the next 2 years to become magical. It requires increasing agency, increasing competence, increasing independence, and increasing moments where life feels alive again. You already have glimpses of that. Excitement about content creation, satisfaction from productivity, improvement in editing and storytelling, physical goals, structured routines, and imagining future success. These moments matter because they prove your emotional system is still capable of engagement and anticipation. Also, people often make a hidden mistake during painful periods. They postpone living until conditions become ideal. They think, I'll start enjoying life once I move, once probation ends, once I blow up online, once I fully heal psychologically. But if you entirely suspend meaning until external liberation arrives, the intervening years become emotionally vacant by definition. The better question is, how do I make this period developmental instead of merely punitive? That could include building your channel seriously, getting physically stronger, stabilizing finances, learning deeply, building social connections, developing discipline, repairing your nervous system, and becoming someone more capable than the version who entered this phase. That does not erase the grief, but it prevents the period from becoming dead time. And I'll add one more thing. Your current emotional state is amplifying permanence. When people are depressed, trapped, ashamed, or resentful, the brain systematically underestimates how different it may feel 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years from now. Not because reality magically changes overnight, but because humans adapt, grow, gain leverage, and psychologically reorganize far more than they predict while distressed. So that's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy response. It basically hits all the bases, in my opinion. And it's true, you know. While everything is totally messed up, you know, I try to be upbeat in these videos. I think I do at least a decent job of that. I absolutely hate my life, you know. I truly do hate my life. But that's part of the grind, if you will, is maintaining, sustaining optimism, discipline, and hard work, even when life sucks. Like, you know, I do not do anything I don't show in these videos. I don't play video games. There's nothing I enjoy about life, to be honest, which it's not always been that way for me. I'm just saying that, like, I am so far from living the life that I want to live. And I know I brought this up a few days ago, the saying or the adage or whatever, most people live lives of quiet desperation, you know. I think that's absolutely true. And it doesn't have to be that way, you know. You know, people say the American dream is dead. Whatever, who cares? Who cares what the American dream even is? All I know is we have much more control over our lives than a lot of people like to think. And it most of the time just boils down to, are you willing to actually change yourself? Are you actually going to shift your behavior in such a way to get the results that you want? We have more freedom and opportunity to do that than we ever have in our lives. And I'll be the first to agree that society is worse today than it has been for the past 50 or 60 or 70, since World War II. I think technology has really messed a lot of things up. You know, we could talk about it for hours, right? But honestly, the state of the external world is all the more reason for you to do everything you can. Like, the greater the need, the greater the glory for rising up and conquering your circumstances. And at the end of the day, the time's going to pass either way. You know, you're either going to rise above and improve and do what you want to do in life against whatever circumstances or obstacles, or you're going to make excuses and be comfortable. It's that simple, regardless of literally anything else. The state of the world, politics, the economy, technology messing stuff up, whatever. You're either going to make it happen or you're not, okay? And the number one thing I want to do in these vlogs is make it happen and document making it happen and inspire other people to make it happen themselves, because all of us can make it happen. Look at this, guys. We have another one. I startled him. Aha. The lights are on! You know, guys, I honestly can't believe I'm 32 days sober. Like, seriously. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but also I'm so lonely and life is so empty that kind of time doesn't even feel like it's passing anymore. For real though. Like, I think about this, like how I wake up and go to bed and stuff. I don't know, it's just time doesn't even feel real. I'm not on drugs right now, I promise. Like, it's just like so weird that I'm 32 days sober. You guys hear this shit? What is that? Are those clams? Are these clams that are laughing? What is that? I had a horrible day, but guess what? Because I've raised my baseline so high, a horrible day for me now is better than a lot of people's best day. I got a ton of steps in, ate pretty healthy, 32 days sober, worked on content, learned some more about content. You know, that's why you have to raise your baseline, because even on your worst days, like today was a pretty bad day for me, man. For whatever reason, I'm still moving towards greatness in the life that I want. And that's only because I raised my baseline. If I were still drinking every day, or close to every day, a day like this is literally unimaginable. I average, on my worst days now, they're better than my best day. I bet my worst days now, since I started recording these videos, they're better than the best day I had in all of 2025. So today sucked, but it was still better than my best day all of last year. And that's ultimately what we're looking to do and what I'm documenting in these videos, because as the days add up, I think this is episode 40. Wait till episode 100. Then wait till episode 200. Then we'll see what my worst day looks like and what my best day looks like. Because I bet you by episode 200, my worst day by then will look better than my best day from these past few months. And that's what it's all about. That's why we raised the baseline. But hey, thank you for watching. I killed it today. It wasn't a great day. Hope you killed it too. If you didn't, you can kill it tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.